Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live. I'm Scott Engen.
Lisa Budeau.
Lydia Blume.
We're going to get to the latest weather headlines here in just a minute, but before that, I want to let you know that you can always watch our Facebook Live every morning between 8 and 9 o'clock. We are here doing this. We do the latest weather headlines. We have your news headlines, talk about some sports. It's a fun time. You can find it on our InForum YouTube channel as well, and then you can find it as well on your favorite podcast platform. Just go to inforum.com/podcast and look for that InForum Minute.
And then to the weather.
Yeah.
Temperatures this week sound awesome.
I know.
But even though the highs today seem awesome, the wind is kind of killing it.
Not so awesome. It's really windy out there this morning, sitting 15 to 25, gusting 30, 40 miles per hour. So those are some feisty winds.
Breezy for sure.
Yeah, because they're out of the south, though, they're working to our benefit and pushing in warmer air. Temperatures this morning are in the 20s, already above the average high temperature for today. So, I mean, that's really nice. But the wind, of course, is making it feel like the single digit. So that's kind of the thumbs down part of it. Temps this afternoon get into the 30s, about 34 is what we're forecasting for Fargo, 33 in Grand Forks. But the wind isn't going anywhere. You might notice it briefly calms down for like an hour or so, and you think, oh, it's nice outside. Yeah. It's false hope because the wind is turning around to the northwest. So as it's making that turn, it goes calm and then it picks right back up again once it makes it to the northwest. Otherwise, you might notice a flake or maybe a raindrop today as the temperatures are flirting with the freezing point. You could get some of that mixed precip. Any precip you see is going to be very, very light. But if you encounter that freezing drizzle or mist, that stuff can make things slippery in a jiffy. So if you do encounter that, I'd take off the cruise control and just kind of slow things down. But that should be spotty. Otherwise, everyone's just kind of dealing with the wind. Tomorrow and Wednesday look like gorgeous days. Sunshine, light winds, temps in the 30s. So some good melting weather. It's going to feel a little spring-like, I think, on Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's going to get us, we're going to get spring fever.
I know.
And it's going to be back to reality.
Yeah.
It's still only February.
Yeah. There's a chance of snow on Thursday for Giving Hearts Day, but it doesn't look like a big snow. So no big blizzards.
Well,
I should knock on wood somewhere.
I know.
Yeah, not bad. Not a bad February forecast.
Cool.
Enjoy the next couple of days. Sunshine and lather on the sunscreen.
Love it. Love it. Good forecast. Thank you, Lydia.
Yeah. Appreciate it. All right, let's dive into some of our local headlines this morning. Today, a man is expected to be in court for the first time after his suspected involvement in a drive-by shooting that happened in Moorhead. Right now, 34-year-old Zawar Ismail is being held in the Clay County Jail. We are learning from court documents that he is facing felony charges for that drive-by shooting. It happened on Friday. Police were able to arrest him on that same day, and we've been reaching out to the Moorhead Police Department for some more information. We expect that to come out later today, actually, when he goes to court, because that's when those court documents will be made public. So we'll have updates on that throughout the day.
Today, a man who confessed to killing a man and a pregnant woman will learn how long he will be sentenced in prison. It's the latest update in a story that we've been following for you since November of 2021. 36-year-old Anthony Reese has pleaded guilty to that shooting his co-workers, 43-year-old Richard Pittman and 32-year-old April Carbone. Carbone was 8 months pregnant at the time. And we've talked about this in the past, but it's just one of a few cases where North Dakota prosecutors are filing an unborn child murder charge. Reese could be sentenced to life without parole. That sentencing is happening this afternoon. And of course, WDAY will have a team inside the courtroom, and we'll have the very latest for you tonight on WDAY.
Also today, Grand Forks city leaders are expected to take action against that Fufeng project. The council plans to stop that project for good in tonight's meeting, and it's officially going to have a vote on the whole thing. So if you recall, this comes just days after the U.S. Air Force found the proposed corn mill plant to present a threat to national security. That was a letter written that the leaders there took to heart, and that's what's kind of driving their decision. Following that announcement, the mayor, Brandon Bochenski, and a majority of city council members said they would take the proper measures to stop the project's construction. That includes denying building permits and refusing to connect it to industrial infrastructure. However, there is some optimism. Lawmakers, we know both the U.S. senators for North Dakota are optimistic about finding a new project for the future in Grand Forks, and they're going to kind of help to facilitate that happening.
We've talked a lot about this on WDAY, the theft of catalytic converters. It's a problem. Well, now North Dakota senators have unanimously passed a bill to crack down on the theft of those converters. The bill would require record keeping for the sale of all detached converters and would actually also ban scrap metal dealers from paying over $100 for those devices. Also, a part of the bill would criminalize the theft of converters as a misdemeanor or even a felony charge, depending on the value of the device and also the cost to repair it. So a big step forward in that.
Yeah, kind of in the recent years just become a weird problem, and now they're taking some action to hopefully combat that so you don't have to deal with it, because obviously not a good thing there. All right, meantime, Governor Doug Burgum will sign a new bill today that's aimed to help first responders. The bill is set to expand workers' compensation coverage for law enforcement and firefighters. West Fargo Mayor Bernie Dardis and the representatives from both the West Fargo Police Department and fire departments are going to be present there for the bill signing. That's going to be happening today at noon.
Some big changes coming to Minnesota high school sports beginning next season. Wrestling programs will go down to 13 groups instead of 14. Also, a mercy rule is going to be implemented in boys and girls soccer games. And in volleyball, teams will now be able to bring 3 more players onto their postseason rosters. Some big changes there. All of these changes came about after the most recent Minnesota State High School League's board meeting, which was open to the public.
All right, national headlines this morning. Big news from overseas where a powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake rocked parts of southern Turkey and Syria. Happened early this morning. We now know that death toll has climbed to at least 1,500 people. Many more injured, probably thousands of people. That death toll is expected to continue to rise. What we know is, multiple buildings have collapsed in both countries. Devastation is widespread because of both the initial quake and a lot of aftershocks, at least 30 aftershocks, one of which was a 7.5, which is almost as big as the original earthquake. So, obviously causing damage with all those. It's something that they're continuing to have search and rescue efforts, and they're finding people buried in rubble. And it's something that's probably going to be in the news for the coming days, I would assume.
Oh, absolutely. You might be tired because you stayed up late to watch the Grammys. Well, Beyonce, already a queen, but now she's the queen of the Grammys for sure. Last night she became the most awarded artist in Grammys history with a record 32 wins.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. The award put her over the edge. It was her best dance electronic album that pushed her over. That was for her album Renaissance, but she has altogether racked up 88 Grammy nominations over her career. She was already the most awarded woman performer before yesterday's milestone. And I said before, I really like her song, Break My Soul, which was, part of that album that really pushed her over the top.
She's always been one of those people that's been very successful. So, this kind of just puts into perspective how successful.
Yeah, no kidding.
Cool stuff. All right. Also today, the Powerball jackpot is going to be having a drawing tonight. It's expected to be, the 5th largest in history. It's going to be an estimated $747 million, and so that would be $403 million if you choose the lump sum cash option. So if you are feeling lucky, go out and buy a ticket.
Yeah, the drawing tonight. That's a lot of cash once again.
Is.
Okay, Hot Mic with Dom Izzo on from 9 to 11 every weekday morning on WDAY Extra, also on InForum.com. We've been talking for the last couple of weeks, of course, about the big game, now less than a week away. The Chiefs and the Eagles are already in Arizona ahead of the game, and already making history. We talked a little bit about the fact that 2 brothers on opposing teams, Jason and Travis Kelce, will face each other, but also the game will feature a matchup of black quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. That's the first time ever.
Yeah.
As well. So lots to talk about leading up to the Super Bowl. Besides, we wanted to talk about the menu, how many chicken wings should you buy, and what's going to be your favorite commercial. So lots to talk about.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Good game. I'm sure Dom is going to be talking about it all week long leading up to it. So should be interesting, should be fun. And like you said, one of the best parts is, of course, all the food you get to eat when you go to a party.
My favorite.
All right. Also, before we let you go this morning, we'll remind you we got great deals going on over at InForum.com. You can go there, get all access pass for a discount right now. So go do that. Just go to the website, and then you can find all the deals on there.
Yeah, InForum.com/subscribe.
Yep.
And that's where you can find it. And of course, remember, we're going to be back at 11 is our next newscast, tracking the weather, of course, the wind, those snow flurries. We'll have the latest on the breaking news with the earthquake in Turkey and all of the aftermath, aftershocks as well. And then this afternoon, we start again, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 for more WDAY news.
And we return from 5 to 7 tomorrow morning for First News. So join us then for all your news that happens overnight.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.